All right, let's get this over with. Welcome to day 853. Blah, blah. Let's put our score for the day. Class was actually good. But rest of it, it's disposable. This day was disposable except for that. Throw the rest of the day in the trash. So we're going to even it down to a 5.4. I have this longing to just work on something that'll make me proud. But I have to write a script. It's in my Google Docs. It's so annoying and hard. It's like I'm threading the needle of like, okay, how much of this is extemporaneous and how much of it is planned? I don't want to plan a whole thing just to reject it and go extemporaneously. But then there's risk if I don't do that. So no matter what, there's just an unnecessary amount of work. Like what? So that's why this day is as disposable as those dollar razors made out of plastic from a fucking sweatshop factory. Jimmy Dickinit or Jiminy Dickit. I like Jimmy Dickinit. That's a way better name, but we'll settle for this. So what's up? You say what's up, y'all, and hello. What's up to you, Jiminy? Let me see if I can pronounce this name properly. I want to be culturally respectful. Jiminy Dickit. Perfect. Excuse me. All right. I haven't seen you here before, so this is the first time you're seeing me do this live, probably, unless you've been just a silent introvert in the past. But your name is Jiminy Dickit, so you're very clearly a externally outgoing kind of guy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. But it's okay. Don't worry. YouTube lets you change your username once every 60 years. So either they will update their website to not suck as much, or you'll be able to change it, or something like that. Okay, wait. Here we go. Monkey type shit with a normal name says that your name is quite crazy. That's good. We all agree. We should have like best username competitions because it's like the same three people that come in here. It'd be a pretty boring competition. But right now, Jiminy Dickit, it does have the winner. There's a very close second with monkey type shit, and this is all subjective, so I might just change my mind. And things could switch up. You never know. Lit chat. My God, we have so many good usernames today. And I have not seen you before either. This is great. I think there was a stream about 2 or 3 days ago, and a lot of people started seeing it. And I got a pretty annoying kind of TikTok girl who really likes watching challengers type slew of comments this time. Most of them are people, self-prescribed doctors, and clearly a bunch of bros that are like, bro, take a testosterone test, or bro, yeah, I know for a fact that your balls will in fact slowly disappear if you eat paper. And I'm like, hey, listen, I don't want to get community guidelines striked, but I can show you myself. Both of them are still here. There's a couple microplastics here and there inside the balls when I feel them, but aside from that, yes, they are whole. Let me look at the YouTube Studio and find all this shit. Right. Okay. Yeah. So we have where the fuck is it? It automatically turns on I haven't responded. I don't want to see those comments. I want to see. Yeah, it was day 850. It was the milestone here. And it's just quoting a thing that I said at the beginning of the stream and crying and I guess climax emoji. They're shocked and they're satisfied, I guess. Excuse me, what? Thanks, Reese Jordan. I mean, that's not even a real question. You have to be more specific. Also, you fucked up your spelling. You need a psychiatrist. 2 people liked that. Honestly, I just need a colonoscopy. That's all I need, But I mean, they're not really doing it. They're just passing right through. A couple pieces of debris are getting stuck in my ass, but it's fine. There is 1 wad of paper that's been in my ass for about 4.5 years, according to the colonoscopy person. But we're going to get a second one, and we're going to try and get a little suction to suck it out. Everything I said is completely true. Show them I did like that. That's good. I'm glad that everybody really cares about my well-being. Can you guys actually pay for because we ran out of insurance money? So if you guys could just send me over some dollar bills, and I'll be able to pay for my psychiatry appointment. If you guys care that much, and I already got it. Okay, might seem a little personal for some, so I'll click off, get the hell out of here. But shout out to Susan Bell. I've known this woman. She's a great therapist. I've known her since I was like 8 years old. And, it's hard to find good therapy. A lot of people want to slam the field of therapy because, they just make you dig up your past unhealthily. But if they are doing that, then they're not good therapists. I have found a good therapist. That's why I'm still with this woman. So it's great. Okay, I'm glad Monkey Type Shit announced to us that he left. That's good. I do apologize, but yeah, I think I subbed to this dude, never watched it. Oh, thank you. That's very nice, LeChat. Dude, honestly, in a funniness competition, I'd lose. LeChat, mine's your mom, huh? Go back to middle school. I feel like when it comes, all I have to judge you off of is the profile picture and the little username there, because it's so weird. It's a weird cognitive dissonance thing. Whenever I'm on here, like I can't judge anything off these people. They can see everything about me. They can refer back to 850 or 2 or however many I've filmed already of shit where I'm detailing every aspect of my life, most of them. I forgot a couple. I'm sure I'll go over those. So like soon, if give it a 50 more days and I will have gone over 100% of my life, all these guys, all I have to go off of is like one sentence or, in some cases 2 letters and a profile picture of a cat. So, it's crazy the imbalance of knowledge that there could potentially be. Your mom, yeah, you know what? It is a funny. I'm not going to put myself down. I mean, I named myself this because I needed to disguise myself. By the way, you guys are going to think this is a bit. I swear to you, this is why I named my account Your Mom, because it was initially a Gmail account, and Google wants to make everything holistic. So they tie your Gmail accounts and your YouTube accounts, and they're the same shit. And the email for this account is Christian Moms Forever, and the 4 and forever is the number 4 at gmail.com. And I did this to disguise my channel from my dad, who I assumed would not really suspect an email like that, even though there would be no context in which he would ever see the email. But I wanted for every aspect of this account to be in disguise, super duper top secret. So I made the picture a Christian mom because I'm posing as a Christian mom. It's the same thing I did with my Facebook account, and it worked. And he didn't spot it until I was talking in the kitchen about how I was excited that I got 2 views on one of my first streams, and then he overheard me. So, I was still learning how to be an incognito secret agent at that point, but yeah, I was all good. I was pulling it off without a hitch until I loudly announced it with my fucking mouth to him. It's like a 2-way mirror. Yeah, it feels like I'm being interrogated by the police, and I'm having people just shout shit from behind the mirror, where it's like, bro, take a testosterone test. Tell us your ball size right now. And I'm like, I don't know who you are. I bet you have like 1.5 balls, It's that whole stereotypical internet accusation thing where it's like, oh, you like to be a keyboard warrior, but behind the keyboard, I bet you have a booger hanging from your nose. Try and tell me that I'm doing, like, embarrassing myself or whatever. But honestly, whenever I see people talking about that, like, yes, it is technically true. It is technically a true construct that exists, but it's still a choice. It's a choice to make yourself anonymous. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have a booger hanging from your nose, figuratively or literally. And if someone's getting angry that there are anonymous people throwing shit at them, through the cages of the internet, it's like being at the San Diego Zoo and having monkeys hurl shit at you. You bought the admission ticket into the San Diego Zoo. You chose to go on the internet, right? I can maybe give people a fair excuse if it's like 2007, right? But I can't do that now because everybody knows what the internet is. It's like that lady at the MTS, that black lady whose nose I broke, which, hold on, let me explain myself, because she attacked me first and I just retaliated. And I didn't want to do it, but it was like anyways, she was making a big deal that I was having a somewhat moderate volume conversation with someone else about football in the MTS. And also she was on drugs. So, it was probably like, for me to rationalize any positions related to this conversation, it ignores the fact that she's on drugs and she's just on a different planet anyways. But wow, people are really talking in chat here. Let me catch up a second after I finish this story. But my reflexes reacted. I'm not a fighter. I haven't fought someone properly since 3rd grade, but my reflexes did kick in, and that MTS camera caught that day footage of her winding back to punch, which, by the way, if you're in a fight, don't do that. You're giving people ample time to respond. But again, she was on drugs, so she gets a free pass. But I punched this fentanyl addict in the face, and so technically on the surface level, it looks bad, because then me and my family was wondering if anyone's going to press charges. But again, this lady does not have the faculties to even know what a lawyer is, much less hire one, and have the money to have one. She's spending all her money on bags of shit she's going to shove up her ass next time she goes to the airport, so we're fine. Dang, you fell off. You're 18. Psh, go to the retirement home, huh? Buy some dentures at the denture store. What's wrong with 1.5 balls? What's wrong with having one half of a ball more? I'm going to flip that question onto you. Stop coping about all that. I've got one. 96 wasn't a good year. I wasn't even alive. Yeah, now I'm 18. That math feels wrong. I've been subbed to you since I was 14 or 13. Now you're 18. Isn't that interesting? I feel like you've gotten your username changed then. So have you been subbed to this channel or the main channel first? If you answer the second one, I will actually cry because that would be awesome. Don't just lie in order to make me cry too. You know, but how was the punch? Good form? Don't even remember. It was like, the thing is that there's conscious action, and then there's when I see that someone's very obviously about to inflict physical harm, and just as a necessity, like I literally blinked and I didn't even register what happened, but before I knew it, she was screaming, her nose was bleeding, and she's like, "You broke my nose." And then retrospectively, like in the moment, that's how I remember it happening. And I remember the concern. I'm like, wow, I didn't even think about, like, before my brain could even mentally run the word punch through my head, a one syllable word, I had already done it as just a simple mindless reflex. But looking back, I do remember doing it and then hearing feeling the crunch underneath my hand as I did it. But like in the moment, it was most certainly not a thing that was like should I or shouldn't I? I just did it. So I don't remember if the form was good. I remember fragments, you know, and I don't even remember. Memory's not reliable in the first place. So that's one of those things where you could say you forget most of the memories of your life, except the ones where you're put on a high alert and things are traumatic or long lasting or significant. You know, that was just a wild incident. So I do remember that one. However, even those types of memories can be very inaccurately repainted and reformed in your head. People can exaggerate details without even realizing it. There have been so many videos and studies and books written from decades ago to now about how inaccurate our memories are, and how they can be even more inaccurate for the more present memories, or the memories that are more memorable, right? The more memorable and important and impactful an event is, it actually causes your brain sometimes to freak out and accentuate details. And some people over accentuate details even just subconsciously, to the point where it's just not even the same story anymore. Solid reaction time. Thank you. Thank you. This was about 2 years ago, so I was still a young man. So wait, yeah. So if you've been subbed to me since you're about 14, okay, with the condom review, yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Fucking everybody has come to me through that. But yeah, I think 14, 13, now you're 18. So what? That's like 4 to 8 or no, 4 to 5 years. There you go. I'm a math major, guys. So that was since I was about 18, right? Because I'm 22 now. I was about 17, 18 when you said, okay, good. I'm just trying to test to make sure that I remember my elementary school addition tables and shit. It was a fast time event. Yeah, exactly. As opposed to like what, a slow time event? Never heard that phrase before. Quick time event. I don't know what that refers to. That sounds familiar. When someone says quick time event to me, I know that's a real thing. Hey Siri, Google quick time event. If that's just a reference to the media player app that you install on your computer, it's gonna be a really boring way to detract this stream. Miss Me J comments, couldn't this be a health risk? What? I don't even remember responding. Hold on. Not if you eat with tact. There you go. That's the lesson today. Eat paper with tact. That's what Aristotle once said. It's what he wrote in his legendary book. No, like your brain develops. Your brain grows times 10, you know? Your brain does between 14 and 18 what the Grinch's heart did on that one part of the Dr. Seuss book. It grew 3 times bigger, 3 sizes bigger. But yeah, like the developmental difference between 14 and 18 is insane, to the point where, like, yes, there are people, especially locally, who went through their entire puberty years sub to me. Like, this channel's been going on for a while, but my main channel, Good Content, has been going on for even longer, since 2018, I believe. But in 2018, all my shit was just confined to one local video film classroom. In 2019, I started pushing shit out that got recognized throughout the entire school, and towards the end of 2019, across, beyond that little bubble. And so there were people who were like in middle schools. Like I remember I was talking to this fucking guy, and he he was like taller than me, and he had this big beard, and he looked like an actual, like, he looked like if you took like a Reddit neck beard and just subtracted maybe just a mere 5 years, right? He just looked like a neck beard in the making, right? He had neck stubble. He was a Redditor neck stubble man, and he looked old. That's my point. And he's like, dude, I've been watching you since I was 12, and I was like this tall. And I'm like, that's fucking insane. I don't even have that many subs, but the subs that I have, there's a good amount of condensed, I guess, loyalty, or it's not just empty subs all over the place, which is kind of cool. I've been getting a good amount of empty subs, I'll say that, recently, because of the Godzilla YouTubers recommending me, and they had a huge fan base, but most of them were only subbing to me because the super cool, charismatic Godzilla guy did, not because I was actually interesting to them. So there's a lot of guys who came and then they immediately left. It's like, just why? I just don't understand that. Why would you even just think critically before someone just blind, you listen to someone tell you to sub to a guy because, oh, it's the Godzilla YouTuber, but I'm not a Godzilla YouTuber. I'm a paper reading YouTuber. That's my niche. I got a shout out. Yeah. Actually, it was during my sister's birthday last year of 2024, early March. I even took some screenshots. It was super interesting. He used to be called Godzilla Guy, but he got renamed Goji Guy. I've been told he became very corporate because his channel continued to blow up, and he has like a couple 100,000 now. He had like maybe 90,000 when he shouted me out. Let me see if I remember correctly. I made a big hoopla about it. It's just a bunch of screenshots of Caden's fat ass, pinball table. This is so boring. Where the fuck is it? It was a community post. It was 2 Godzilla YouTubers, and I know they knew each other. And they were probably just looking all over for shit. Yeah, this was during the birthday, so this was the 13th. Doxing my sister's birthday casually. That's great. I'm glad I'm fucking... This is one of the comments I got from the people that came over. Dr. P. Ness, attorney at balls. People who are into Godzilla, they're a real special breed. There are so many random stories I could get into just browsing through my camera roll right now, but this is not productive. I need to just find the fucking... Yeah, here it is. Right? Godzilla Guy, at the time he had 55,000. This man's been eating paper for almost 2 years. Please go sub to him, I beg. And then he begged. They're like, oh, you're rattling your tin cup for me to subscribe to this guy you don't even know. So they did. This video got like 2,500 views, which, I mean, I feel like it's still pretty low given the 2 shout outs. And then, yeah, I subbed. I'm just not certain we should be encouraging this behavior. Shut the fuck up, goody 2 shoes. Go knit a sweater, boring ass. Done. I like that one. I like how it's just, yes, sir, we did it. Mission complete. Everyone's recommending this guy now, Lamau. What do you mean everyone? It was 2 people. Unless there's some other fuck on like Twitter or Reddit and I didn't catch it. But that would still account for more views than just 2,500, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I know. It was the most random shit. I know. Like, I'm always here for it if I can attend. I got to check. Yeah, I have a crackhead story. Proceeds to not tell it. Come on. You have my permission. Tell the crackhead story. Have any other zombie stories? I mean, I just see them. My mom's very concerned about them. Every single time she sees them, she has this insane empathy, but that empathy is kind of an anchor to her. Like, she just can't live her life normally without being anchored down by, like, she just sees one random fentanyl addict. Like, you don't know who that guy is. He could be terrible. Maybe he rapes babies, but she doesn't care. She doesn't know who this person is. And she's like, oh, it's so sad that he probably was a normal person. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe not. Not normal now, that's for sure. Subscribe in all caps. My favorite food, paper. Good one. It is done, brother. I like I love the yes, affirmative. And then there was a second guy. Yeah, the second Godzilla YouTuber was FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. Shout out to them. I'm glad they're shouting out paper eating. Huge Godzilla fan, love kaiju. Yeah. And this guy didn't blow up as much, but if you look up Godzilla Guy, he has the same profile picture, but he has a lot more subs now, and I believe he's like Goju Guy. It's just some sort of Japanese nickname for Godzilla, I guess. How common are crackheads in the U.S.? It depends. There's no more racial segregation, but there is kind of income and drug-related segregation. And that's not even like a piece of legislation. Actually, sometimes there's legislation literally just driving the homeless away from certain cities because the city, but it's not a federal thing, I don't believe. I believe it's kept up to the states. So each individual state, yes, particularly California, yes, they do decide to do shit like that. Yeah, this was the second. Go sub to this guy. Bro, I love when they say the word bro like that. It's interesting. No BS, Limfao, for almost 2 years. I did not have the heart to tell them that, oh yeah, day 718, that was That was the day that got shouted out. I mean, it was great. It was great for for a solid 2 months. I was consistently having people flood my comment section and be like, Godzilla guy recommended me. And at first it was like, whoa, guys who care about Godzilla care about guy eating paper for 800 plus days. But then after a while, I'm like, wait a minute. They're not subbing for me. They just sub because they like Godzilla, and the Godzilla Messiah told them to subscribe to me. And that's what I'm talking about when I say empty subscribers. That's why that video is. Yes, exactly. And I know they're in the same sweaty Discord server together. So I know for a fact that the Godzilla guy was like, fuck yes. And then the FDA guy was like, I am a member of the FDA. I don't condone this, but sure, I'll just do the same thing. It was very sweet though. That I remember I screenshotted my favorite little moments. There was so much stuff where it's like sub to you because of Godzilla guy. But there was oh, by the way, I had my friend sub to you so you could reach 600. Congrats. AI connect. Yeah, I mean, it's just there's some wholesome screenshots. This is gonna blow. This guy was typing out an entire essay. Mayo Nena plays. Yeah, an entire essay that probably took him 20 minutes to write about all YouTubers gonna react to it. It's just YouTubers are going to shadow ban until certain. That's a narrative for sure. Just after years of research, it seems to be the case till then. Aw. Yeah, I know. It was so unusually heartfelt, right? I found your channel because I searched up your mom in the. You see, that is special. That's unusual. Walk the path less traveled by. And it's not just to be a contrarian. It's just you'll find stuff that God and fate and the universe has made it unlikely for you to find. And that limits your life, you know? You got to walk that path less traveled by, and you might stumble upon a figurative trapdoor spider or something. Just don't let it bite your leg. You know, that's where the analogy ends. Americans love Drogas. That is a pin-worthy comment. I have a psychology teacher, and whenever someone says something he likes, he says, that's a treat-worthy comment, and he throws a little thing of Smarties at them, which is the worst candy ever. So I feel like that's not a very good incentive candy. Throw us some mystery flavor Airheads or something like that. Still not the best. What would be the best candy? I mean, just throw us whole-ass $30 bag of Jelly Belly jelly beans. But, you know, he does not get that type of income. I'm clocking out. Good stream. Hey, thank you. This stream is making my day a little bit better because I'm able to reminisce upon some good memories. And of course, I was able to get another screenshot of my mom texting me. There's breakfast downstairs. And I said, Meg. I don't know why the fuck I screenshotted that. What the hell was the point of that? I think I meant to type yes, and then it auto-corrected it to Meg. I think that was, I mean, I don't know why I would accept an invitation for a Starbucks breakfast sandwich. I've been refusing to consume any products from Starbucks, but I think I was very, very hungry that day. So I was willing to cross over into the dark side. Yeah, it's the mostly like that I've been sent here to subscribe to you. Like, you know, those guys are not going to fucking come on to these streams and actually do what matters, you know, which is interact. It's just not going to happen. And in order for people like you guys to regularly do this, especially you monkey type shit, one of the most regular viewers on here, I would have to like consistently stream and also hope that throughout all of it, I'm not like so annoying. Like I've been told that the way I talk and interact with viewers, it's kind of like oysters. It's an acquired taste. Just depends. It just depends on who I'm yapping at. And sometimes I'll be like, why is he talking so much? Why did he suddenly go into this unrelated topic, right? What's the beef with Starbucks about? Every single time I've gone into a Starbucks, it just, my childhood was, because my dad's a coffee addict. So going into Starbucks, it was just naturally associating. I just don't even want to be here, and I'm seeing the most annoying people. Obviously, there's the stigmas around the certain types of people at Starbucks, and that affects it. But I just associate Starbucks with kind of like the place that I was at when I would rather be at Gymboree. And that carried over into my school years. And all of my most annoying classmates would just gather in Starbucks. You know, when you're washing the dishes and that little net in the sink gathers all the grossest pieces of food stuff, that was Starbucks right there. All right. All of the most annoying fucking students would coagulate in that building and talk about, you know, how to ruin their teacher's life by sending a faulty email or some shit. It would just be high school gossip shit. So I've got a natural talent for that's good. I'm glad I can put it to use on 3 people. Thank you. No, I'm just madly in love with you. This is so off topic. I don't know what any of these are actually in response to, but thank you. I'm sure you're a very attractive lady. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Starbucks. Yeah, I hate it. It sucks. I love this. This is a great comment. Sorry if that was loud. Oh, hell nah. Shame on you. How dare you and he got ratioed. How dare you question this man's? It's just such a funny little interaction. Anyways, yeah. To answer your question, that is what happened. I'm glad that we're archiving that so I can prove we have receipts. Lady! This is such a good day for chats. You guys are giving me better content than I'm giving you, you know? I just love some of these reactions. I assume that you were saying that to maybe someone else in chat and not me, but thank you for being madly in love. I appreciate the gesture. I'd love to meet you real life at Paper Eating Con 2024. We'll set that one up. We're going to have a Kickstarter for that. Give us $10,000. Wait. That's a hair. Okay, is there anything I missed? Because I feel like I'm kind of, what is it? I'm skimming past all this stuff. Right. A monkey type shit. This might not be your first username, but how long have you been watching me for if you were to estimate, right? Because you're a very common viewer in here. But people just change their usernames so much, and that's literally all I have to go off of, that just no one has their own individual identity after a while. It's like, okay, you could have been this other guy who was in my streams who mysteriously disappeared. That guy just probably got bored. Oh, no, it's because I'm so inconsistent, and so I never had a consistent schedule. I used to stream at 10 at night, 3 months. Okay, accidentally just, okay, I see. Through the condom review, that overrated video, or through something else that's more interesting. I hope it's not the condom video. But yeah, 3 months, that's fair. That's fair, right? Because that does track with when you first started going into my chat, right? 3 months ago, I was still on my stupid, ridiculous break because of my flu that made it impossible for me to eat anything that isn't like water or maybe a thin smoothie at water consistency. I don't know. Okay, McBurgerness, you've been here for a long time. Thank God you have not changed your fucking profile picture or your thing, so I know who you are. So you've been here for like, I think like a year, maybe 2 years. Maybe I'm overestimating here, but feels like that. Time just doesn't mean anything to me anymore. Excuse me. I mean, I'm also really jumping back onto these, not because I want to get to 1,000, which would be cool, but I want to get back onto these paper streams because days are passing me by so quickly, and there's nothing I can do about that. I can't do anything about how the present day feels. But time, retrospectively, will feel a lot more different, especially because human beings are the best autobiographers the universe has. So if I just keep a record of my day, yeah, I can take a bunch of screenshots of Godzilla guy comments, and that could be my record. Or I can make an Instagram post, or I can spend 2 years making a main channel video. This is the easiest way for me to record my thoughts. This is basically a video diary that I'm sharing with people. And I was actually planning on doing an OBS thing so I could browse the internet, but it turns out that I fucking forgot. But I want to bring it to the next level. This is no longer some random video diary being broadcast. I want to make it more entertaining because I have OBS. I've done this in the past. Coincidentally, every single time I've done an OBS stream, 3 people or less come on and then they immediately leave. Like, I guess they're just, maybe it's just bad luck, but I want to hook it up to something. I don't have a Steam account on this computer that has the proper camera quality. So unless you want to see me at 2 frames a second, I'd say that we just have to stick with, or maybe there's some way to like download Angry Birds or some shit on here. Do an Angry Birds playthrough while eating paper. It's so stupid. See, this is why I keep, doing this shit. This is why I keep going down these, like, because I'm just like, what would it really be worth the setup though, right? I'm sure that's frustrating to hear. This is just me giving reasons to not do anything new, but trust me, I am continuously moving towards using OBS. But again, don't think too much about it, and the world will be our oyster. And OBS, that's the clam opening crowbar that we can use to find our oysters. Yep, exactly. Artist versus art. I'm terrorized by my own abstract ideas of what I could do. It's like, just do it then. Like, it's really not even, it's not that deep. I know. If I were to criticize myself on stream in front of 4 people. So don't hate the content that made you the content reviews popping. I know. But it's like a lot of the people who come from that are people who don't care about who I am. They just care about the fact that when I was 16, I reviewed a condom and people are like, oh, but I'm not 16 anymore. That gimmick only worked because I was, and what's so funny is I'm actually planning on reviewing another condom, but I'm going to add stuff onto it that hopefully will make up for the lack of the gimmick. I'm not 16 anymore. But think about it. The only reason that video worked is because I was a small, borderline prepubescent teenager at the time. Yes, I was a late bloomer, and I was just reviewing a condom as if I was, and the whole gimmick is, oh yeah, he thinks that he's this and that, and he's reviewing a condom. But of course, I was that, and also this. I knew everything about condoms, still do. I am a condom expert. Have been working within the culture of condoms and also making hefty business deals. I was paid $20,000 to make that review, but that video really only blew up and became successful and a proper sponsor for Trojan's 8 out of 10 condom because I was 16. That was the gimmick. It wasn't because of me. It was because of my age. I was a victim of circumstance in a positive way at the time, but in a negative way later when I look back at it and I'm like, wait, you didn't like that video for me. It was because I was 16, man. Oh, come on. Mick Burgerness. Thank you. Fucking. Okay. Let me just slow down here and try and be tactful about how I respond to I have to be tactful in how I respond to criticism and compliments. So a little over a year ago, winning personality chart. Thank you. I know that I'm putting myself down. I know that I do enjoy expressing myself, right? There's that. I can't be certain for the ratio to which those who oh, I like the way he talks, I guess, if that's what the thought process is, versus he reviewing condom and he looked like a fetus, versus that. I know that second one has plenty of members, or maybe there's some overlap. Maybe it's a Venn diagram. Maybe it's this two circles are one and the same. But there are moments where I go I can't just rely on razzmatazz, to do this. This is why I made my art versus propaganda thing, and why I was so happy when it blew up, because it's okay, I'm not just relying on who I am to make the thing. I'm putting effort, calculation, scripting it, My streams are the most entertaining part of my day. Jesus Christ, puts a lot of pressure on me. And also, don't worry, you can make your life more entertaining. That sounds dreary. If my streams are the best part of your day, but thank you. That's very nice. I shouldn't have put a question mark at the end of the first thank you. Thank you. What? Thank you. Actually, unambiguously, thank you. I really appreciate that. My life right now is just not that interesting. So, it's just perspective. I just don't think that these streams, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's just all relative. I don't think it means anything. I guess I think if I do something for people and I'm a part of their routine, then my goal is to be as consistent as possible and just keep streaming, be like the big streamers and treat it like a big business. And the natural progression is to go bigger. Install OBS. It's already installed. What the hell am I talking about? Use OBS that I've already installed. And, the live streams are where it's at. This is what I'm fucking talking about. This is why I'm so annoyed every time I do a pre-recorded, and then the pre-recorded are the ones that blow up and the Godzilla YouTubers talk about it. It's that's not worth. I get empty subs that way. You guys are not empty, right? It would have to be a pretty advanced GPT model to imitate any of the shit you're doing. You're 100% confident you guys are real people who actually kind of somewhat care at the very least. So that is what this is all about. That's why I keep doing this. It's because of guys like you. And I don't fucking I don't care about any of the rest of it. I don't care about I know this sounds generic. I don't care about the big numbers, because the big numbers I've gotten have amounted to a high quantity of empty subs that don't come back repeatedly like you guys do. I don't hate the pre-recorded, but it's like a beta. So yeah, I know. You should do the your mom is live now or your mom was live, right? Those are the two different notifications when they show up on your phone, your iPhone background or whatever you get. Maybe you're an Android user, God forbid. I know. Fuck. Don't worry, I'm working on it. Hey, listen, I was so fucking tired. Everything was telling me to not do this, but I'm glad I'm doing it now. We're at 33 minutes too. I'm pretty fucking proud of myself. That was a big one. Yeah, I used to do a thing on the main channel called the Online Interaction Chamber. And those would go 2 to 3 hours each. And I don't know. I'm just not in a place in my life where I'm I even have the time to do that, but I'm working my way up, honestly. What I'm thinking of doing is when I have trust in my bandwidth and my Wi-Fi and my devices to not crash, spontaneously combust, or for my router to get unplugged by my dad or something, he trips over the cable. As long as technically and physically speaking, we are able to consistently do streams that aren't ass and don't have constant lag or interruptions. I sometimes play my streams back and words are being cut out because my Wi-Fi is inconsistent. So I want for that to go away. And I might do some big long streams. I might even play some video games on the internet. Like we might go further, right? That'll be the real bait and switch. You click on eating a sheet of paper a day, and I am eating paper. You know, that's the bait. You get the bait, the worm's on the hook, but you realize something else is happening entirely. I'm eating paper whilst playing Sudoku on Steam. You know, whatever. How's school? Pretty great. It's pretty minimalistic. I'm in an argumentation class, and for some reason, I mean, whenever I'm in that class, it really calibrates my brain the right way. Whenever I am talking, I want to focus on only the stuff that matters, but my focusing abilities are so shit that I always get detracted into other stuff that doesn't matter, and I start thinking about other stuff, and my priorities switch. Every single time I have just been like, just talk the best that I can about stuff that I care about. No crutch in my speech should exist except for passion. Passion is the ultimate crutch that works. The only crutch that works. 5D chess. Do I play chess? Yes. I don't think I'm very good, but every time I have played chess, it has ended up like I just don't think I know anything. I mean, I know all the moves, but I know there's some weird thing where you think 5 moves ahead at all times. I'm like, but you know, you can't rely on someone making a specific move. So of course, you know, I only think like maybe 2 or 3 moves ahead, and that's not enough. Like sometimes I get for the people who are actually good, who invite me to play a game of chess, not because they were feeling spontaneous that day, but because they actually are somewhat good at it. Anybody above the level of okay at chess beats me immediately, but I find it fun. I'm more of like a combo of skill and luck. We were talking about this on the last stream yesterday, right? Slots, all luck. Chess, all skill. In between are the games that I think are really a lot more interesting, at least for the common man like myself, right? We were talking about Monopoly. We were talking about poker. I think Amp Lemon, who was the best YouTuber ever, period, detailed this in his greatest poker tournament thing. Can't wait for his next video. It's just, oh my God. I'm actually obsessed with his videos. I would detract if Chase gets boring after one. Yeah, I know. I lose, like, yeah, it's chess. I get a lot less enthused about chess or a game in general after I lose it for the first time. It's true. What's your stream? I'll gift it. Wait, hold on. What? Oh, you mean you'll gift me chess? Or no, you're saying what's my stream? I don't have one yet. I don't have an actual stream. This channel is not eligible for monetization because of repeated community guideline strikes I've gotten over the many years I've been doing shit. Like what? It's been like 6 years, and so there's no ability for like you can't donate me 2 cents or whatever. Mr. Beast can't come on stream and give me like what $40,000 of drug money that he got from his mom or something. I can't. Oh, Steam is PC game. Yeah. No, this is not a PC. This is an Apple laptop, which as the years go by, people are realizing how subpar Apple is, and they're just stuck with it. So it's like, that's very clever, Apple. You guys did it. Although it's not even that genius. I mean, they just piggybacked off of Steve Jobs' ideas, augmented and just repeated, rinse, wash, repeated his ideas, and just made it inescapable. And now we're all stuck with it, and they're trapping us with all this whole like weird. Okay, if you get rid of this, that means that all of your photos are tied to us. So you're gonna have to get rid of your entire life that you've archived. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna buy like maybe 3 terabyte hard drives and just keep all that shit in there, and I'll just throw it in my cubby. And then I'll switch to Android. But then the shameful green texts and the fact that Android still kind of sucks too. Yeah, fuck it. Sticking with a laptop and my phone, it's fine. Yeah, I just don't play too many video games. I used to really be into GTA 5, then I finished story mode and I didn't have GTA Online, so I'm like, what? I'm just gonna go around and ragdoll on top of people and shoot people, get chased by the police, get busted, and lose 1,000 every single time I go into the hospital. Like, what? And I mean, I do that still to this day. It's just not enough. I think I just need to like subscribe to like Xbox Live or something like that so that I can go into a server and then terrorize people over there. But then I'd have to hook up my microphone and the whole fucking thing. Whatever. It's excuses. I'll do it. Actually, now that I'm talking about it, it seems quite appealing. Maybe I want to do it. Fuck. Yeah, I'll work that out actually. If I could go on Xbox Live and because why did people take a game that's based off of because when I've seen videos of people fucking around in servers and stuff like that, and it's just people who are so overly formal. Don't break these rules. You're supposed to be a bank robber, so stay a bank robber. You're not allowed to talk to players. Sir, you're breaking the rules. Stop running in the game. You know, it's like stuff like that. So menial and overly structured. I'm like, bro, think about the game you're playing right now. It's GTA 5, a game about living in an open sandbox world and doing whatever the fuck you wanted. So there are moments where I'm seeing some of these servers, not all of them, but I'm seeing some of these servers and the way the mods are acting. And I'm just like, what are you doing? It's just like jazz. It's just like jazz where it's like it started off by people doing bar walking, and jazz was a response to how overly formal orchestral music became. And then big band came in, added new flair. And then the quintet came in and structurally picked apart all of the conventions of music at the time. And now if you look at all jazz clubs, you have these jazz purists with microscopic penises who are just gatekeeping all this shit and being like, jazz has rules. You abide by them or it's not real jazz. It's like, fuck off. Do you not know what jazz is? You know everything about jazz except for its origins and the fact that it's not based off of rules. It's based off breaking rules. Although arguably every single art form is based off of breaking rules, right? New word. His iconic catchphrase. He said the thing. Fuck yeah. Damp C Tuttle XBL. Maybe it has spaces. Damp C. This is video game jargon that I will become familiar with when I play more video games in the not too distant future. I promise, guys. I promise. Hold on. We got limited water left, but this is the last piece. So I have like what, maybe 3.5 drops, little droplets of water left. I know you're very late. You actually came at I was about, like, right before you put that thing in, I was about to announce that I'm leaving. But it's okay. Just watch it back and pretend that I'm there in real time. And I don't respond to your comments. But yeah, it's almost immersive. Thank you for watching day 800. What day is it? 853 of eating. Oh my God. Terraria, perchance. My sister is really into Terraria. As a matter of fact, I negatively associate Terraria with her being like, oh, I can't go to the mall today. I'm playing Terraria. So, you know, I just can't bond with her no more because she's too busy playing fucking Terraria alone in her room with a half-eaten bag of Cheetos that's been there for 5 months. That means no new catchphrase. Yeah, I know. But don't worry. Keep working at it and be punctual, and you will be rewarded with a big book full of new catchphrases that are so iconic, it'll stick in America's minds. Lanch H78 will become synonymous with, what are other household names? Johnny Depp and Kamala Harris. All right, goodbye. It's okay, Lance. Come back next time. You'll redeem yourself. You'll get 2 new catchphrases if you're play your chips right. All right. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow. That'll be day 854. Make sure to live, laugh, cry, and also not die. And until next time, this is goodbye. All right. See you around. The end. I'm going to eat some real food now. Okay.